Shaft number 2 mounts the same way that shaft number 1 did, except, of course, that we're now using an 8-inch shaft rather than a 12-inch shaft. Same hardware. So go ahead and mount those in the holes. And on the table itself, the holes are, you see a row of 4 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4 slots. These middle 2 slots are where we wind up putting the pillow block risers for the bearings. And again, bearings, taking off the collars and facing where the collars go in the middle. And the shaft should slide through readily, slide back in and out, and turn readily. If we have that, we're in good shape. And so I'll go ahead and put in the hardware into here. And of course, don't forget to drop in the rings in between. And we can leave that loosely, but the next step here is to mount 4 bolts. And after we do that, then we'll go ahead and re-level the shaft. Now on leveling the shaft, I can see that this end, the end closest to camera, is higher than the back end, so I can put down a shim from the feeler gauge underneath, and it takes about 0.009 inches, or 9/1000ths of an inch, to get this shaft to level. Of course, now the shim ratio here is actually less than 1, as my mounting bolt distance, verified by ruler, is only about 2 inches versus the 3 inches for the level. So my shim ratio is 2/3 of 0.667. 2/3 of 0.09 will be 0.006. So I will need to put two 3mm shims under these back 2 risers, and that will level this. Once I've leveled it, and I'll proceed to do that now, I'm getting the shim underneath this riser and also on the back of this riser. Put the shim back in here. Now that will have this leveled, still loose. The collars are still loose in here as well, just as they are back in here. Keeping everything kind of loose so we can move things around. The next step is to put in spur gear number 5 from your gear panel. Again, you have a key seat. Place a key back in the key seat of the shaft. From that, the spur gear mounts onto that shaft to the point where it's flush. And once we have that flush, we can go ahead and tighten down the spur gear here. I'll go ahead and tighten that down. And the next thing I'll be mounting on here is a key for the pruning brake drum. Now, on mounting the drum, we put the key in the key seat on the shaft. Then the pruning brake, nice and loose, gets mounted with the key seat over where the key is. And we slide it on. Once we slide it on, we can only go so far, and it stops. Rotate around, and then we take our Allen wrench and tighten down our pruning brake drum. Once we have this tightened, then we're able to proceed to the next step, which is to mount the pruning brake system itself. And so we'll go ahead with that.